Welcome. Arguland Governance Academy is conducting a global research for the last 3 years about the governance of sustainability efforts of global sustainability leaders. We are sharing the results of this particular research in the global IR conferences over the last 3 years, and we are proud to share our 2021 results in the Value Reporting Foundation's inaugural meeting. Sustainability Governance Scorecard is an impact research which aims to improve peer learning for a better future for all. What we are focusing on is not measuring the performance of sustainability, but rather how governance is conducted over the sustainability efforts. We believe that the acronym ESG is not doing justice to sustainability efforts because it puts environmental, social, and governance issues as an adjunct to economic and financial issues. However, what we need to do is to consider economic, environmental, and social impact of all the decisions and activities of the companies as a whole and in an integrated fashion, and provide governance not as an adjunct but towards the full impact of the decisions of the companies from different dimensions, environmental, social, as well as economic, all together. Therefore, we propose to utilize G of EES rather than ESG as the appropriate acronym, which is governance of economic, environmental, and social results of every company. Furthermore, sustainability performance is context specific. It depends on the technology, geography, industry, and it might be difficult to compare and provide benchmarks from different industries to a particular company because their specifics are different. However, the approach to sustainability efforts is much more transferable, and particularly how companies provide governance to their sustainability efforts is much more transferable across industries, across countries, and therefore we can be a very important learning tool to look at it from this perspective. Sustainability Governance Scorecard analyzes about 200 global sustainability leaders, which are defined as those companies that make the sustainability indices in their relevant stock exchanges. And these are 7 major stock exchanges throughout the world. And they are part of 10 different industries. So they have all passed the post with regards to a particular evaluation in their own stock exchange. What we check in Sustainability Governance Scorecard is how these companies are providing governance to these particular efforts. The types of questions that we are focused on are they sharing only their results or also their targets? Do their targets have been determined only for their own companies or incorporate their influence throughout the supply chain? Does it cover only particular areas such as carbon or water, or it's a more fully encompassing approach to sustainability? While determining priorities, do they determine by themselves or through stakeholder engagement? Are these efforts being reviewed by their boards? Do their boards publish a skill matrix which determine and which provide information about their ability to evaluate sustainability issues? As you can see, answers to these types of questions are applicable across industries, across countries, and across companies. And therefore, good examples from such an approach can be a very important learning tool. And what we would like to accomplish with the Sustainability Governance Scorecard is to identify best-in-class benchmarks and good examples and speed up global learning. In our research, we identified about 200 global sustainability leaders from 7 different countries and 10 industries. We divide them into 5 different tiers. Tier 1 being better performing with regards to governance of sustainability efforts. Among the countries, South Africa and Germany has over 70% of their companies in Tier 1 and Tier 2, followed by UK, US, China, and Turkey. In a similar fashion, industries which are more regulated and consumer-facing tend to perform better. More than 50% of the industries such as natural resources, consumer goods, chemicals, automotive are located in Tier 1 and Tier 2. And the reason perhaps for this is regulation and consumer pressure works. They tend to provide better results, better governance, and also better reporting of their sustainability efforts. Another finding is that those companies who adopt voluntary initiatives such as UN Global Compact, integrated reporting, GRI or SASB standards tend to have better sustainability governance. Because these standards not only force people to think more holistically but also learn from their peers, because such standards are applied by many different companies and they can compare their results and their approach to others. In a nutshell, Sustainability Governance Scorecard provides best-in-class examples that can be utilized throughout the world, as well as identifies where and which industries and why they are providing better governance, what are the types of measures and reporting that is needed for gaining the trust of stakeholders.
This year, global sustainability leaders have improved on several fronts in comparison to previous years. But still, a significant room for improvement remains, especially in the effectiveness of execution and accountability of their sustainability programs. Companies should shift their understanding of responsibility by focusing on sustainability, adopting a holistic approach, implementing continuous improvement, measuring their efforts through fact-based impact analysis, and sharing their sustainability targets transparently. Our first recommendation is that responsible boards should make sustainability a leadership priority by having the right skills and diversity to provide direction. Skills Matrix is a tool to identify those skills. It depicts competencies, knowledge, expertise, and capabilities of a board. This year, Indian companies outperform in disclosing the skills matrix, which are followed by UK, US, and South Africa. China and German companies have significant room for improvement in publishing their skills matrix. We present results of Sustainability Governance Scorecard in many different platforms and countries. We are happy to see Indian Regulatory Authority has introduced a requirement for the listed companies to publish their board skills matrix, which was one of our recommendations of SGS 2019. This increased the transparency in India, which may be inspiring for other countries as well. A good example can be seen both on TrueWords and Exaro's integrated annual reports. TrueWord lists each member's collective expertise in its skills matrix, and they also share comprehensive diversity pillars linking with the specific policies. Exaro shares its skills matrix, displaying board diversity, spanning multiple criteria and level of experience for general management and technical capabilities. It also lists sustainability as a skill, including governance and compliance, environmental sustainability, and health and safety as competencies. What gets measured gets improved. As part of our research, we assessed whether the company sets policies, KPIs, and targets, and shares results and evaluates them across specific ESG categories. GSLs are performing well on the main topics of sustainability, but they still need to improve their performance in subcategories. Especially, they have to improve their smart target setting approach. The gap between policies and targets is the highest for compliance, product design and safety, and biodiversity. Whereas climate change is the most consistently reported sustainability issue. A good example to setting long-term targets can be seen on Linde's annual report. Linde discloses a systematic approach in target setting process. They report that assessments of company and stakeholder priorities are considered while defining long-term targets. For E, S, and G, they share their accomplishment status annually for each target. They also link them with their prioritized SDGs. Managing the ecosystem includes taking responsibility for the environment, community, and the networks in which the company operates. Taking only reactive actions in the sustainability is not sufficient. The companies should take responsibility for their wider sphere of influence. In SGS 2021, reporting of GSLs revealed that they prioritize local empowerment as well as environmental stewardship. They either support local suppliers, communities, or ecosystems. Best-in-class companies perform gap analysis, engage with stakeholders, create an action plan with KPIs, disclose results and impact. There are inspiring examples in India and Turkey. Hindalco prioritizes stakeholders, defines engagement method with expected outcomes, and shares community consultation approach. As a result of this process, the company allocates CSR budget following stakeholder consultation. The company also contributes to community development along with its impact assessment. Another example is from Coca-Cola İçecek. The company discloses stakeholder engagement frequency and fundamental issues. The company also links engagement activities with material topics and shares engagement agenda in a data-based manner. Last but not least, we found that adopting global initiatives and approaches makes significant difference in sustainability governance quality. For instance, all SASB companies share environmental sustainability targets. Companies which adopted global initiatives define sustainability KPI for executive compensation are in the better tier than the companies that did not adopt any of the initiatives. Archer Daniel Midland has a good example. On its website, the company shares target date, progress, and goals. They also link material topics with the SDGs and the SASB reporting details.
In summary, good governance is the key to sustainability of sustainability efforts. Furthermore, looking at the governance aspect of all the sustainability efforts in economic, environmental, and social domains provides important lessons to all the companies throughout the world. We hope that Sustainability Governance Scorecard will be an important learning tool for all the companies for a better and sustainable future. Before closing, I would like to express my gratitude to the team who have performed this research over a whole year. And I would like to invite all of you to review further details of our research in our website. Thanks for listening.
Dedicated to improve quality of governance in public, non-profit, private and international organizations. Arguden Governance Academy supports approaches to build trust for institutions by bringing together world-class expertise, adopting a holistic view of governance across institutions, and forming partnerships in order to improve quality of life for current and future generations. The Academy contributes to global and local agenda with publications and recommendations to institutions such as UN, OECD, G20, IFC, IIRC, and EFQM. With our vision of being a center of excellence for development and widespread adoption of good governance culture, we target leaders of private sector companies, NGOs, public institutions, and international organizations, as well as individuals of all ages from 7 to 77, developing unique models for a better future from Turkey to the world.